Welcome back, everybody. Ask the Expert continues. Matthew Pulikal is here from Ottawa Physiotherapy and Sport Clinic. We're talking about running and the injuries and the stretching and all those things combined, especially after race weekend. We actually have a nice email from Ralph. Ralph's got a question. I don't think it has anything to do with running as per se this weekend. So he says, I'm a senior and suffer from arthritis. I'm in that club now, Ralph. Would physiotherapy be of some form of healing? I used to run, but I have too much pain, even for a short walk now. Arthritis is one of those tricky things, eh? There's not much you can do about it.
Right. Arthritis is a pathology. To make it simple, it's a wear and tear of a joint. Physiotherapy is not going to be able to change the wear and tear of the joint that's occurred, but depending on the severity of arthritis, we can show you exercises, stretches, strengthening that will take some of the pressure off the joint. And slow down the rate of pathology, which will allow you to, run, walk, whatever the case is.
Right. Because ultimately, as I understand it, because I've been diagnosed with arthritis in my knee, there's really no cure.
Correct.
But there's ways to work around it and still be active and still enjoy yourself without being in a situation like Ralph is?
Yes, absolutely. We deal with a lot of people with arthritis. The older we get, the more arthritis we're going to get. That's just one of those things. So it's just a matter of adapting the program to that person to get him or her moving to whatever activity you want to do.
Yeah, I mean, not that you should joke about arthritis, but you hear about it all the time, and then when you finally experience it firsthand, it's quite painful and quite restricting to a certain degree until you figure out what it is you can and can't do and how you can help yourself, right?
And the biggest challenge too with a lot of people is they always assume because the joint's stiff, that's not arthritis. Usually if you're getting arthritis, it's a progressive thing. It doesn't happen overnight.
No.
So you were ignoring that stiff joint for the last 5 to 10 years, and then you decide to go see a doctor and say, hey, by the way, you got arthritis.
Yeah.
And then you say, oh, I just got arthritis. Well, not really. You were having it for the last 5 to 10 years. You just kind of chose to ignore it.
Yeah, you've had it. I know in my own case, and I can only base it on my own experience, but for the last few years, there was a certain point, a certain thing I would do whilst playing golf, for example. If I would bend down to line up a putt, I would feel it in my right knee, and I totally ignored that for a long time, thinking it's just I'm getting older.
Right.
Well, in fact, that is the case, but obviously the arthritis was developing over a period of time, and now you go in and you get x-rays and you look at it, it looks like a mountain range in there, and there's, you have to work around that.
Right.
People should know, though, that just because they find arthritis in joints or they're diagnosed that way, it's not the end of the line as far as their physical activity goes, because there's so many other things you can do.
Correct. And for the record, there's various types of arthritis. So even though in the end, the answer is yes, you can still be active, but everything has to be conditioned to that person based on whatever type of arthritis they do have.
Right, because the severity of it can vary from person to person.
Right.
Right. And that's a common thing you see, I suppose, in people of all ages?
Absolutely. Absolutely. You can have juvenile arthritis to osteoarthritis, which is the most common type of arthritis that people talk about.
Yeah.
And, the baby boomers aren't getting any younger, so they're going to be going more into that arthritic probability in terms of getting it.
Yeah.
And it's just going to be a very common medical pathology that we're going to have to deal with.
Right. I think a lot of people may be a little confused as to how getting to see a physiotherapist like yourself, going to Ottawa Physiotherapy and Sport Clinic would work. A lot of people are under the understanding that they must go see their doctor first and be referred to a clinic like yours. Is that how it works?
No. It used to be that way, I'm going to say in the 90s.
Yeah, I think you're right, yeah.
And then they changed the rule, and now basically you can go to any physiotherapy clinic you want. You don't need a doctor's referral at all, a physician's referral.
Right.
The only time you're going to need a physician's referral is depending on your insurance plan. If you want to be able to claim it for your health benefits, then you would need a referral. But you could still see a physio before that. Right, so that's where now the importance of a referral is warranted. It's based on your health plan in order to make the claim.
Yeah, because for the most part, health plans do cover a certain amount of physiotherapy, do they not?
Exactly.
Right,
yes.
right. And that's totally doable for a lot of people to, even avoid going to see a doctor when physiotherapy is the key to reversing or looking after what they're experiencing.
Right, and as a side note too, if you don't have insurance plans, we're one of the few clinics that actually offer subsidized rates for people who can't afford the regular rate and don't have the insurance plan as well.
Very good to know. Ottawa Physiotherapy and Sport Clinic here on Ask the Expert. If you want to get in touch with them, they have several locations throughout the nation's capital, and here they are. Barrhaven on Larkin Drive, Churchill Avenue in Westboro, Youville Drive in Orleans. Go to their website, optsc.com, and find out more. Matthew, thank you for your time.
Thanks, Chris.
That's Ask the Expert with Ottawa Physiotherapy and Sport Clinics. We'll be back with some really cool cars. Matthew likes them. They're outside. And there's a big event coming up where you can get a look at them. We'll tell you more after this.